Hi library friends, this is Miss Lian from the Huntley Area Public Library. We're back with another fun craft video. Today we're going to be making some paper snowflakes, so let's get into the video. Supplies you need for today's craft. You're going to want to grab some printing paper. You don't want to have thin paper because it's going to be really tricky to cut. Then of course you're going to need some scissors, maybe a pencil or a pen if you want to draw it out first. You're going to need some string if you want to hang it up. I would recommend really thin, clear string, so like fishing wire or something like that. And then you're going to need some tape if you want to stick it to the wall or stick the string to the wall. So you still will need tape. Alright, so let's get started. So first we're going to remove all the extra pieces of paper and work with one paper. So I'm going to show you how to make a basic snowflake and then we can get creative from there. So what you're going to do is grab your paper and bring this one side up to line up with this side. Because you want to cut out a square out of your rectangle. So now what you're going to do is just cut that extra piece off. And if you want, you can save this and make small snowflakes out of it. So now what we're going to do is fold our triangle in half. Just like that. You're going to open it up and press your pointer finger to the middle and grab the opposite side and kind of lay it over just like that. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, but you do want to make sure you line up this edge together. So if you have to first maneuver it around so that both sides match up, that's probably the best way I find it to do. So just like that. So now that you have your triangle like this, you're gonna fold it in half again. This way you'll know which or where that center of your snowflake is. Now the trick of the snowflake, so that it doesn't end up, after cutting it, all the pieces don't stick together or link, you do want to make sure you leave some of this edge connected together. So if you're making a branch, make sure you bring it all the way out. So what we're gonna do is, let me think. You can either draw the snowflake with it open or closed. I'm going to do it open. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna do it open. So what you're gonna want to do is draw a point at the bottom for that hole in the center. So we do want to keep these edges connected. So since we already went on the outside of this one, we have to come back with just like half an inch above it. It doesn't have to be so precise. Just want to make sure that you bring it up to the outside of that paper. Well, the edge. And then you're gonna keep drawing. So this is one I would recommend doing pencil. so that you can erase all those little pesky marks. And then we're going to bring it out like that. And then remember, since you went off the paper, you do have to bring that line up. So in the end, you'll see that all the papers here at the edge will connect together. And this part right here will be a hole in the paper. So bring it up one more time. Then you're going to take it out, make a little point. Now since we didn't bring this one all the way out to the edge, it's okay to have it like this. Bring the point in, bring that branch up, and then close it in the middle. So you can draw the exact same thing on this side, or you can actually fold it right on that center fold. And you're going to cut along all the blue lines that you created. Now make sure you do not cut in between the two blue lines. So we're just going to cut there. Now you can decorate your snowflake however you want to. That's totally up to you. Now what I'm going to do, since I know how high my snowflake is going to go, I'm going to actually cut off that extra piece right there so that it's out of my way. And then I'm going to, first I'm going to cut all the lines that are facing the same direction. And then I'll go back in and cut this line. Or you can cut it however you want. If you know a better way of cutting it, go ahead and do your way. So we got one thing out. We're going to tap that point. Cut that. And then now it's the centerpiece time. Let's see, should we open it up? No. Okay, so this is a tricky part. You might want to grab your parents if you need help cutting, because you do not want to cut your fingers. I've done that before and it hurts very, very, very much. And if the paper's stuck, you can just twist it and it'll pull out. Does anyone make a weird face when they're cutting something really tricky? Because I definitely do. All right, so we're gonna open that up and that's what it looks like. And now we're gonna open our snowflake up to see how the entirety of a snowflake looks like. And now you see, do you remember these lines? Those were the ones that went all the way out to the paper edge. So the reason why you didn't want to cut those is, I'll show you. So let's say we'll fold it back up. So let's say that you went all the way out here and you cut it. The problem with that is those lines aren't connecting anymore because you cut off that connecting piece. So when you bring the lines all the way out, you do not want to cut in between the two blue lines or the two sketched out lines that you draw. So we'll do another one. So let's grab another sheet of paper. So I already have a triangle. So I already have a triangle folded and cut up. I accidentally folded it one extra piece, but that's okay, we're gonna ignore that. So remember, you're gonna place your finger in that center and then grab both sides and kind of try to match them up. Just like that. You can bring it in just a little bit. Just like I can bring this edge a little bit. All right. Now we're gonna draw out our, so this is a point. And then remember, when you go outside of the edge, you want to bring that line up, then straight, then bring it out to the edge again, so you have that hole. And when you bring it out to the edge, you want to create another line that's parallel to the line you brought out. And then you're going to draw the point right here and bring it up and there. So now what you're going to do is fold it in half and cut. So it's pretty simple once you get a hang of the rules of cutting snowflakes, because there are, of course, rules so that your snowflake doesn't end up being 6 different pieces of the layout. So you could draw more lines or decorate, sketch out the snowflake however you want. You can just test it out. But always remember, you do have to bring 1 or 2 lines out to the edge of your paper or out to the edge where the folds are. And then when you bring 1 line out, you have to bring the parallel line above it out as well. And then if you follow that simple rule, you can cut your snowflake however you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna actually and there we go. We have another snowflake. Now, remember, not all snowflakes are gonna look the same, even though if you cut out the same style. Just like how I cut out this one, you can see that it's not exactly the same. It's somewhat similar. Sorry. It's somewhat similar. It's somewhat similar. But it does have its little differences between them. So don't try to make all your snowflakes the same. The magic of snowflakes is that one isn't the same as the other one. If you want to if you want to stick your snowflakes to the wall, all you gotta do is grab a tiny piece of tape, depending on the width of your cuts. You're gonna roll that tape, or if you have double-sided tape, that's a lot easier. And you're just gonna place it along the lines. So you probably want one on each point, and then you're just gonna stick it to the wall, and you can have a bunch of snowflakes on the wall. Or if you want to hang it, I don't have a hole punch with me, so I'm just gonna use my pen. All you're gonna do is grab your hole punch, or maybe a needle, so ask your parents for help. You're just gonna grab a needle or a hole punch, grab some of your string, and if my hole was big enough, oh, it might be, we'll see. Yep. You're just gonna pull it through and then tie it at the top. If you want, you can tie it up here, or if you want it to be hanging from the ceiling, you're gonna pull that string all the way till the very end of it. Ooh, my string fell out. Ooh. So you're gonna pull it to the end, and then you're gonna tie it right here so that the string can't go back in. And then you're just gonna tape this edge to the ceiling, and you can have snowflakes dangling all around your room. Thanks for watching. Make sure you log on to huntleylibrary.org for all your digital content you have access to with your library card. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for more fun crafts and story times. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.